Hey, welcome to SinCityBounty.com. We are broadcasting from New Digs. It's gonna be awesome. May is masturbation month. We've got lots of masturbation talk to do, and we're going to be joined by studio owner, WWDB, Worldwide Digital Broadcasting owner,
No,
John.
president.
President.
I'm the
John.
president now.
John Styles. So, our Ustream is up and running. I know it's like super late, like 9:30, but that's cool. We've been getting all
Way past my bedtime.
we've been getting all the bugs all worked out and getting everything that we need to do because it's beautiful in here. I know you only see this little part of it right here, but this table is nice and the green screen. I don't know if John's gonna put something back there for us.
I'm
So
going to
maybe.
put some people masturbating in the back.
Well, we don't want actual porn,
Oh, okay.
John, because it's got to go on our website too.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna send you some colored background
You
with
can
our
send me some
logo
stuff.
at
Yep.
least, and maybe the May is Masturbation Month thing title that you can put in there. Maybe that's what I'll do. Is I'll just right across the top of our heads will be May is Masturbation Month.
So it's the coolest thing. I know nobody can really see into the studio, but we're recording there, correct?
Yep, we are.
So we will. I'm assuming that
This
will
video will
override
be
this one later.
Right.
But we have the green screen back here. The other side is beautiful, and this table is set up like we're on the freaking View. Like
Yes.
it is amazing.
Yep.
I wanted to sit down there and pretend to be Whoopi, but
Well, I invited Sharon, but she was busy. So
she was this time. I have an in with it. We'll get her next time.
cool.
But our Ustream is going to be a little funky tonight, only because we do not have the camera. As you will notice, we are missing Sierra. And so
Sierra.
If you don't have the camera, how are you live streaming?
We don't have our normal camera.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have a normal camera
All right.
that records. So we will have that back next week to broadcast live, and then we'll override that with that's a beautiful quality. We can see ourselves on a screen, which is really cool. I keep staring at myself, like fixing my hair this whole
And
time.
I know that you're doing poses because you're
Yeah.
like the
I'm
selfie
totally
queen,
posing,
so I
yeah.
see you doing
I'm
your
always
little
like-
poses.
Yeah, I was looking.
and-
I was thinking, gee, I don't really look that bad.
And we were like, can you put the camera at selfie angle to give us the fat girl good angle?
Which he actually can, so maybe next week he'll have it just a
Ah!
little bit high.
I love it. It moves.
Mm.
It goes. You can't see it now in our Ustream, but the camera will go in and out to I don't know. It's just super cool.
It is very
I'm
cool.
excited. I don't know
That's
if
my
you can
way
tell,
of
I'm
masturbating
excited.
on screen.
That's as good as it gets right now. Right now.
Zooming in and out, right?
So we have a few things to talk about
Right.
tonight. Do we want to start out?
Should I be scared?
You should be very scared. Our topic is masturbation. So,
I kind of got that.
as we were discussing before while you were here, but I think we should start out with Sierra's curse word of the week, and then we'll tell you what happened to Sierra.
Right. So Sierra's curse word of the week is a play on from her last week's curse word, which was left turn douchebag. Right?
Right.
Left turn or left turd?
Left turn douchebag.
Sierra has issues with drivers in town, so
Gotcha.
a lot of her curse words happen to come from the freeway experience, as it were. This week's curse word of the week is
Ding, ding, ding.
is doucheberry. Someone who is worse than a dingleberry, but not as bad as a douchebag. So that is
I know
the
a lot of
curse
those
word
people.
of the week. So Sierra texts us today. She goes, I'm not going to be able to be on the show because I'm high on painkillers. And we were like, oh my God, what happened? We were so worried. But then, of course, us being who we are, my very second thought was, what's it like to be high? Because I sure miss being high.
And my third thought was, do you
Is it-
need
wait.
all the pills? Like, take it
She
easy.
could come in and share, right?
Yeah, take it easy.
Uh,
Why don't have
also,
all the fun?
also, Toxie's thought was that, dude, being high and on camera would
Right.
make for one of the best shows ever.
So I really tried to encourage her
Maybe
to
we
come.
should go to her house after the show.
Well,
We'll take the camera.
she did text us a little bit later and said, I guess being high for her is just sleeping a lot.
Right,
Oh.
right.
So she is
So,
in bed
Well, that's a
asleep.
waste.
not
we-
as much fun
but-
as
But we have
others.
discussed maybe going to Colorado or Washington and doing a show where we are all just
Baked.
legally totally high.
I can't. Here's the deal. I can't. I assume you mean marijuana.
Yes.
And so
Because
it
it's
doesn't-
legal in Colorado.
Right,
you know, that's
right.
why
There's
you
multiple states it's legal in, and so it's legal here too if you have the
Medical
card.
marijuana.
But
we're talking recreation.
Right. It doesn't work for me. I have the opposite effect. Like some people get mellow, but I get so mellow I drool. And I just sit there and just drool. Like I'm no fun.
You're
I
quiet.
learned
You don't do any talking.
I learned a long time ago. Like I can barely keep my eyes open. I just I just drool. So it's not really
Is that from
not really for
smoking,
me.
or have you tried any of the edibles, or?
I actually had I was given an edible once years and years ago, and the edible didn't kick in. So my friend who had given it to me said, "Eat the rest of this." And I happened to be in a club, and it all kicked in at once, and I sat by the entrance, drooling. Like I couldn't move. I just sat there. People were coming over. Are you okay? Is there something wrong? And I'm just so it doesn't. I mean, I'll be more of an observer. I will film it or
You can be a
interview you guys. Well,
documentarian.
that's
right?
it.
There
That's
you
what
go.
I'll do. I'll document it all. So she's injured. And,
Yes.
And she let us know she had gone to find out what happened. She didn't know what it was. She couldn't sit. It felt terrible. And so it turns out she has
Torn groin muscle.
she's got a groin pull, people. She pulled her groin.
Well, pull. She used the word tear.
Tear
is
probably tear.
huge.
Much worse.
Yeah.
But we'll go with pull so we don't feel bad making fun of her in this next segment.
True.
We'll go with like a slight bruise.
That's what you get for not showing up. You get
Since you're
made
not
fun of.
here.
So we started to brainstorm, and for what reason could she have pulled her groin?
Right.
So we came up with a
top 10. But can I just tell you really quick? It's very odd because where do you?
I'm looking at this one because this
Should
is
we go
going
for
to be
that
our
one?
main video once all is said and done.
Alright.
Even though I'm looking
Make
over
sure
here to
my
see
boobs
who's
look good,
chatting.
too. I don't think. I think we'll get a lot more on
Yes.
YouTube after,
Yes.
since we missed our start. So reason number 10 that we feel Sierra may have pulled or bruised gently her groin is an altercation at a Trump rally.
Yeah. Which I'm sure could have
So-
happened pretty damn easily for Sierra.
Very easily. Very, very easily.
And for, I believe, John is in our corner when it comes to not liking the Trumpster.
That's not true.
You like the Trumpster?
It's not that I don't like him. It's just that he's a fucking idiot who has no business. I mean, just anybody with hair like that. I mean, come on, right?
I truly believe it started out as a joke. He wanted a little bit more
Oh, no doubt.
publicity for his
Yeah.
brand. He's
Yeah.
like, let's put this out
Well,
there.
he
you know,
tried it, what, 4 years ago and 8 years ago? And
He
yeah.
did, but he got a lot during the whole have Obama show his birth certificate.
Right.
Like he got a lot of airtime
Right.
for that.
Birther movement.
So yeah.
The thing that scares
so-
me is not so much Trump, is the people that take him seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
That's what
right,
scares
right,
the
right.
crap
so
out of me.
At some point, they're like, it went from like, haha, this is great, this is kind of funny, to like, oh shit, people are serious.
Yeah.
And at least for me, I'm a firm believer that you can have your own belief. Like I can respect that there's different candidates
Of
and that
course.
we all, have different views, and I totally respect that.
But
just
that's
for
no
some
reason to kill everybody else.
Right. And for some reason there's just something that I feel a lot of his message is associated with something that I don't think is a good thing.
Negative. Everything that he
And
talks about is negativity.
yeah.
That's I just
And
don't.
people are
I don't get it.
eating
Don't
it
like
up.
it.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Scary is what it is.
He's worse than a viral video.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
So
Number
number
9.
Go for it. Can you read
Oh.
my writing?
No, I cannot. That's why I
All
asked
right,
if you could read your own
awesome.
writing.
I can't read my writing. So disc frisbee golf. That
Disc
might be out there.
Frisbee golf.
That is
it's
a
really-
huge. It's like making a resurgence. It was like
Yeah.
huge back in the
Yeah.
70s and 80s.
And you fling the little, all the
Right.
parts of it,
Yeah.
and
No. I get it. I just
She is
wonder.
out there flinging
I
those
mean, to have that
frisbees.
kind of an injury, though, how was she throwing it or catching it?
It's the
Very
wind up.
aggressive.
You know, it's the wind up. You lift the leg. And
yeah,
toss the
that's my
frisbee.
point. Yeah.
You lift the leg. The other one is the one thing that I really would like to try. And you know, bless her for doing it, but drunk yoga.
Drunk yoga,
So drunk yoga, really good, really good reason.
which usually ends up with a litany of words that go along with doucheberry and left turn douchebag
Right,
and
right.
dingleberry and all those things.
So number 7, air humping male employees at work. Sierra's definitely one of those people to come up behind you, and if you know you're bent over, you're getting an air hump to the ass. So
You know what? I'm
Didn't
thinking
she
about
just
it right
get a
now.
new job?
Thinking about it right now.
Maybe that's
she
why.
does that.
Maybe that's why.
It's you know what? For her, it's like a reflex for when somebody puts bunny ears behind
Yeah.
somebody's head.
Right.
It's kind of like a
There's
reflex for her.
automatically. So number 6, yelling and gesturing to a left turn douchebag.
That's right.
So she was very animated in the vehicle and just
I
yelling
could see
and
her
screaming
leg
and
coming up, showing her toes
Yeah.
off.
showing more than her toes off. She's like, "You want a piece of this? Right here." And there you go, the Grinkle. That's how it. I'm a fan of that one. Number 5,
Number 5.
training for Sex Olympics.
That's right.
Training for Sex Olympics?
Sex Olympics.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that would do it.
that's
Yeah.
I'm
She's
assuming.
going for the gold.
Yeah, you got to warm up. You know, not enough foreplay, right?
Exactly. You're
Her-
awesome. Nice to meet you, by the way.
Right.
My
Her-
pleasure. Yeah. What's your name again?
Yeah.
We know that her partner, Callie Guy, probably is a really good coach. And she, wanting to please him, just went a little
And
too
when-
far.
She went to town. She, you know.
What was it?
Totally
Nadia
fine.
Comaneci? Yeah. The Nadia Comaneci
Yeah, basically the
of
same.
Sex Olympics.
That's it. Number 4, definitely think this is a good possibility, but Skype sex.
Skype sex.
Skype sex.
We happen to know that Sierra likes to watch herself masturbate, and I'm assuming that progresses into some form of Skype sex.
Okay.
And absolutely a possibility for how she
With
pulls
Callie
it
Guy,
going.
of course.
Of
Yeah,
course,
well,
of course. I always ask to
Trying to
get
get
in
the
on
best
those
angle.
sessions,
I get
but
it. Yeah.
I've been turned down. I ask her, can I just watch? No. Number 3, trying to police the Target restroom and kick someone out.
Yep. She's been on this huge kick lately. This whole North Carolina law and about transgenders using the restroom. Almost every other post in her timeline is about motherfuckers and
Right.
how can you take these rights away? People gotta pee. They just gotta pee.
I like
And,
all the ones about, you know, this is not a sex offender. This is,
right,
Right.
you know,
right.
and it shows all of the Republican politicians
Oh,
right.
there's
that have
also
been
the one
busted
with
in
Jared
the bathrooms.
Fogle,
Yeah.
the subway guy. And,
Yes, Jared and the other guy, and
the
who was the guy
Duggar.
that just got arrested? The ex-speaker of the House.
Oh yes, Hastert. Dennis
Yeah, that's
Hastert.
That's it. Yeah. And then it had a picture of Frankenfurter. This is not. Yeah.
This is not it. Number 2, we feel Sierra could have
More than likely,
tripped on a dildo.
tripped on a dildo.
And then we have our number one reason. This is even more likely.
More likely.
And if you know her, more likely. Most likely out of all. You ready?
Yep.
Tripped on 2 dildos.
Is that one of those long ones that bends in half?
That's one of them.
So-
Two-headed, we just count it as a single.
There
Right.
you go.
So,
Okay.
So we'll find out next week for sure.
right.
Because she
possibly.
won't tell anybody? Is that why you're having to guess? She won't tell anybody what happened to her?
Well, she kind of told us, but we didn't believe her.
Oh,
So
Right.
we came up with
And
our
these-
own.
There you go.
These just
I
seem a
got
little
you.
bit more plausible. So,
Right.
yeah, these I felt pretty confident
That-
that it
that
could
it
have
had
been
to be
any
one of these, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever pulled your groin muscle, John?
yes.
Yes.
Yes. A couple
Well,
times.
were you doing sex Olympics or frisbee golf or anything like that? Anything crazy like
Horseback riding.
that? Horseback riding.
Now,
I
is it
didn't-
horseback riding or horseback riding?
Horseback riding.
There you
No,
go.
I when I was younger, my cousins and I, we used to ride and rope and all that crap stuff, cowboy stuff.
As we were thinking of this list, I did not want to bring any animals into it
Oh, good.
in any way whatsoever.
Oh
Ugh.
man.
What about you? Have you pulled a groin muscle ever?
I don't recall doing so.
I've never had that I know of. I've thrown my back out before, or did something, slept on my back, and I could barely move. And I am not going to tell you why I threw my back out.
No,
but-
now you have to.
No, now you have to come up with a top 10 list, right?
Top 10 while we're sitting here. Reasons you pulled out your back.
I swear I was like immobile. I had to, it was hell getting around until I got some kind of medicine, to relax the muscles. It was crazy. And that was years ago. That was when I was younger, which is so weird. Now the worst thing I get is a Charlie horse,
Yeah.
and that's from masturbating too hard. Because I don't. I do. I don't know about any of you, but when I'm masturbating, my whole body clenches up, especially when it's like right there. So
So do you keep like a banana for potassium next to the bed?
I should, right? I totally should have
You're
like
like-
a fruit basket.
You're like, I
Thank
swear.
you for the hint. Thank you for the hint.
I swear this is for potassium. Like, I swear.
The cucumbers, on the other hand,
Got to get your fruits and vegetables.
One way or the other.
So I have a story
I'm having
to share.
second thoughts about being here.
Right.
So there are things that you're going to learn about me that,
I already knew.
especially if you're going to be our normal in studio guy every time we do the show because of the startup of this place.
Yes.
You're going to learn stuff about us that I don't know if you ever really want to know.
Yeah.
So. He might be a set it and walk out the door and forget it kind of guy, just so
Yeah.
he doesn't know
He's putting
like my
headphones
total
on.
ins and outs, right? Because I have to share.
Working out a few kinks here, but we do have 17 ways masturbation helps or
Yeah.
hurts you. There
Let
are
me
some
get.
that,
You have a
that will
piece of
hurt
paper
you.
there?
I do. Do you
No.
want to? So
Can you forward me that list?
I can, of
Okay.
course, and we'll post
We
it on our
usually
page.
post
Yeah.
the
Okay,
articles on
great.
our page.
Great,
so.
great.
But masturbation is like leftover pizza. While you would prefer to get something fresh and hot, if you're hungry, it'll do just fine.
Damn straight it will do just fine.
Right?
I'm talking about pizza, but
Right.
Yeah.
Going back to pizza, I mean, pizza's good anytime, all the time.
anytime. Day old, sitting on the top
Even
of the
when it's
stove
bad,
in the
it's good.
box.
all that good stuff. Well, here's some random facts about getting down with your bad self. So the good news is that, guys, if you regularly flush out your pipes and you're over 50, it lowers your risk of prostate cancer, according to a Harvard Medical School study.
Cool.
Now, what do you think regularly is? Like once a day, twice a day, 5 times a day?
What do dudes do it like once a day?
Hourly.
Hourly? It's been 7 times since we've been here. We just you're that good.
That's why I keep
Like,
going off
yeah,
camera.
yeah. You're like, I'm that stealthy. You have no idea what's happening back here.
The bad news is, though, while you're still under 50, frequent masturbation could be the result of a high sex drive, which has been linked to an increased risk of prostate cancer. So if you are masturbating a lot and you're under the age of 50, you may want to.
Because you're going to have
what's
to,
a
you're
lot,
then going to have to
though?
double up once you get over 50, right? To make up
Right.
for, yeah.
Right.
But I hate to tell any guy who is sexually active at any age to back off. That's
Well,
the only
we're
thing that's kind
not.
of rough.
Don't back off. Just maybe mention it to your doctor.
Oh, that's
Just
a good
like
idea.
if you're masturbating 17 times a day, you might want to say to your doctor, like, "Hey, I've walked off 3 times waiting for you.
Yeah.
So is this normal?" So that's all. Like, don't stop.
Look, I have no skin left.
yeah. Let's see. The University of Sydney found that masturbation leads to a lower chance of diabetes and insomnia.
Yes, it does. I
Um,
can kind of vouch for that, even though I haven't done it to fruition for a couple of years. I have not been diagnosed with diabetes, so there's that.
Nor have I.
And usually, right after I'm done, I will fall asleep with that thing still in my hand under the
I'm a fall
covers.
asleep too. Yeah, I'm a fall asleeper as well.
There is no insomnia happening after I masturbate.
So number 4.
Number 4 is, but you do have to be careful because if you go at it too hard, you can fracture your own penis.
And that's a thing.
That's like the pulling the groin thing. You get, too active, too excited, too crazy, and boom, there you go.
And that's, I don't know, what do you get? Like a little penis cast that people can sign? I don't know how that works.
No,
Is there a little penis sling?
it's actually made out of latex. It just rolls on.
Are you serious?
Wait,
Is that true?
no.
Oh,
It's a rubber,
I thought maybe, have you ever fractured your penis?
No.
Okay.
No.
I wonder how often that occurs.
Well, if you watch, the real stories of the ER, according to that, pretty often.
17 times a week, right?
Yeah, about 17 times. So, number 5, according to the National Survey of Sexual Health and Behavior, 80% of males have masturbated by age 17,
I believe that.
as opposed to 58% of females. And those who do are more likely to have sex and use condoms. So,
Masturbation leads to a
That
prolific
explains
sex
a
life.
lot.
It
I can
leads
see
to
that.
a safe sex life. But I think the point is that more men, by the time they're 17, have taken up masturbation than females. I didn't when I was 17. I had no idea.
I had, by the age of 17, I had already masturbated often.
Yeah.
And had sex. So, what do you remember the first time you masturbated ever?
I do. Yeah, like not exactly. I mean, I remember where I was and a little bit about it, but I can't remember. I mean, I would say maybe 17, 18.
Yeah. College or
No, I was still at home.
still at home?
Yeah, right before, yeah.
Was it because of like your poster of New Direction? Or
One Direction, I'm a little
One Direction,
old,
there
but
you go.
I mean, Kirk Hammond really did it for me.
Really?
So, no.
David Lee Roth.
When I was younger, though, I used to have like Ralph Macchio, New Kids on the Block.
James Hetfield and David Lee Roth.
Then I had wrestlers.
Yeah. What about you? Do you remember the very first time you ever masturbated?
I think I was about 12.
Were you?
Yeah.
Was it
12 or 13 or something
did
like
you
that.
find a girly magazine, or was it some girl that you just met that was just too cute, or?
No, that was in the first grade. I was 12 years old in the first grade. No.
You're held back once or twice.
No, it was just oh wow, that feels good.
Oh.
I gotta try that. So,
Now, I've seen, today's raising of kids. A lot of kids just run around naked, bare-assed, and their parents let them kind of roam free. They're like wildlings. And it's at least twice that I know of. Little boys running around, they're constantly pulling at their peckers. And I don't know if it's because it feels good to them or if it's just because it's bouncing around or whatever. I have no idea. But I can see maybe it's with today's kids.
Don't stop and ask them.
No. Maybe today's kids. Do you think it might start earlier?
I do think it starts earlier, and I think that that kids today, at least I can only speak for myself and my family, that, I've had conversations with my own child that my mother didn't have with me. So I didn't understand that it was something that was okay.
Yeah.
And, I didn't understand, private time, and that this wasn't going to permanently harm
You're going
me.
to hell.
Right. I didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
So I think that, again, just using my own experience, I think parents today are a little bit more open with their children about what is, what is okay, and it's okay to take pleasure in certain things, but there's also, times it is and is not appropriate. So
I don't know.
Yeah, don't do it at Denny's.
I think
don't do it,
if
in
I
gym
were, I
class.
think if
Walmart's
I were
okay,
a
but not
parent,
Denny's.
even as an aunt, if I were to walk in on my nephew or something, accidentally walk in
Right.
on my nephew, I would be, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm very open, and I would probably talk to him about it afterwards. But
Right.
initially, it would be, oh my god.
Because it's a very personal thing for an individual.
Yeah,
It
I think
is,
so.
as a parent, it is the worst conversation to ever have.
Right.
And and I'll talk about anything that needs to be talked about. I've had very unpleasant conversations, but that one, to be quite honest, was much harder. It was actually much easier having the whole, like, shootings in schools, and and what to do and all that. And I'm like, all right, we got this.
It was easier to
Versus
talk
the
about killing people
masturbation.
than
Yeah,
it was about having
versus
a good
the
time.
masturbation. So
Yeah, that's what's wrong with this country anyway.
So yeah, it's not the easiest, but it's the perfect timing if you do happen to walk
Mhm.
in on, if you were in the, if it was the relationship that you have, that it was felt to be okay that you have that discussion with, like, your nephew,
Right.
then that's the perfect time, and
Well, as history tells us, my
What if it was your niece?
same way. At first, it would be, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry," and I would get out, and I think my initial reaction would be one of shock, and then maybe talk to her.
Then you'd have to
later.
go back and say, wait,
But-
you're not doing that right.
But we've had some of these kinds of conversations in my family. Some of you may know from my history with the show, because we've been on the air for 6 years now. I think this is like season 6, season 5, or something like that. But my mom has been on this show when we weren't doing video, and she came on as Petra the sex expert. And my niece and nephew called in when they were, I believe, 6 and 8. And we were so freaked out that they had called into the show, of course.
Yeah.
What are they doing listening to the show? And my sister, they're just here, to say hello to Grandma. And Grandma was like, if you have any question about sex, you can come talk to Grandma. And
Holy shit.
we've had some,
Yeah,
they're usually in fun. And there's a lot of joking around, but we do get serious when it comes to talking about sex when you're under the age of 18, and pregnancy, and
Right,
condoms. And my nephew knew that at any time he could go to Grandma or his aunt or his mom for condoms if he were ever in the mood to decide to do that
I
kind
could
of
just
thing.
see me going
Would
to my
you-
grandmother for condoms.
Would you extend the same then to your nieces?
Oh yeah, of
That-
course, of course. As long as they're safe about it and don't get pregnant. That's the biggest thing, because if you want to accomplish something in life, if you want to go to college, if you want to get a great job and do well at that job and excel, not that
Don't get
having a
pregnant.
family is a bad thing, but it will hinder you from pursuing a lot of things in your life, because now your concentration has to be elsewhere. So I'm a big advocate of just watching out for your ass, covering your own ass, as it were.
CYA.
CYA.
Or CYB.
Or
Cover
CYB.
your vagina.
Or CYP, cover your
There you go.
penis. All right.
So number 6, by adulthood, those numbers rise to 92% of men and 62% of women.
Only 62% of women have
62%.
masturbated?
My goodness. Y'all are missing
I'm
out if
I'm
you're
really
not.
not surprised by that.
No?
No, because I mean I've known women who have never masturbated.
Is it because of the stigma that they're raised, that most households have been raised with?
Yeah, partly that because especially my generation, it's like you're gonna go to hell bit of black hair on your
Right.
palms and all that shit. So,
Although hair in your palms might lend to the experience.
yeah,
you
it
think
would.
of.
So that's
I
why I
don't
have
know.
to. That's why I have to shave.
Would
It takes
it
me so long
though?
to shave in the morning.
Would it? Because it would feel like I don't know.
Okay, so my grandfather, as big a jerk as he was at times, was I call him a Bible thumper. I mean, he taught Sunday school when he was younger, but you'd never believe it anyway. So, but he used to quote all this crap from the Bible about just all of this shit. And so that whole generation of mine, those people that can't break away from that and start, it's kind of a double thing, because a lot of us in my generation around the 60s and 70s, we just finally decided, fuck that. That's bullshit.
But you say that you've known a lot of women who have never
Right, yeah.
masturbated.
Right. And I think it's because part of that is the stigma, and the other part is they really don't know how.
Right.
I mean, seriously, they really do not know how and don't know what the hell they're doing.
Did you help them in that department?
When I
you were
could,
with them? Yeah.
No, seriously, yeah.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
that's why they all left me. They found out they could do it better.
On their own. That's one of the things. Nobody knows your own pleasure like your own self.
Yeah.
So you got to pull the list back up. I don't know who you're talking to.
That's.
We're doing a show here, right?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I'm a mom first.
Okay,
Can I
there
go?
you
Can I go?
Yes.
During the Victorian era, many doctors believed masturbation was a disease, and to stop themselves, they would wear a device called a jugum penis, and it's a
shit.
round ring with a smaller ring inside, and the large outer ring has teeth.
Oh
like
my goodness.
it looks aluminum or steel.
I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like a pastry cutter.
Yes, it does.
It looks like you're gonna cut
Oh,
pastries with a little circle in the middle. You're gonna whack your penis off with that.
It sure does look like it. Definitely don't bang it into anything when you're wearing that on your penis, if that's the case. But yeah, that's pretty.
Is that where cock rings started?
Oh, probably. We'll pretend it did. Let's see. So 70% of married people admit to masturbating, for better or for worse.
Have you ever had a partner who wanted you to masturbate in front of them?
Yes.
Did you do it?
Probably at some point.
Or did you make the condition of, well, I'll do it if you do it?
Yeah, I mean, at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
What
sure.
about you?
Yeah.
Both? Yes to both questions?
What were the questions again?
Have you ever had a partner who wanted you to masturbate in front of them?
No, but I had one that masturbated in front of me.
Ooh. Did you ask?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, the issue was that she said that she had never been able to. She'd been married a couple times and had a bunch of boyfriends and stuff like that, but said she had never been able to have an orgasm with a partner, and that she masturbated all the time. And so I asked her, how? What are you doing different that I'm
Right.
not doing?
Mm.
So I said, would you show me? And she
It
goes,
was like going to school for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So I said, would you show me? And she goes, yeah, okay. So I thought, well, cool. So
I mean, I'm
No,
more
it
of a
was.
watcher. Like,
It-
I do like to watch it.
it was a turn on. I mean, it really was, because I could see, and I did learn a lot. So I could see, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah.
But so the way that I masturbate is nothing like a porn movie. There's like no arms and legs spreading and flailing
Yeah.
and things going up. It's not like that at all. Mine, I'm kind of almost in a fetal position when I do it, and like, what are you gonna learn by watching me?
Yeah. I mean, how I masturbate would totally be different than how it would be for someone else to get me off.
Right, right.
Because I'm very quick and efficient. I'm
That's
like,
true.
let's do this. Like, let's get this over with. Let's make this happen.
I wanna go to bed
I gotta go
now.
to work soon.
Right. I'm ready to go to sleep. Like, let's just, all right,
Yeah.
let's get this on. But, it's totally different if it's somebody else.
Right,
So,
right. I love it when other people masturbate me. Is that the right word?
Right,
Where or is just
Yes. Well, sure. Why not?
not necessarily oral, just fingers are
Yeah.
just fine. I love that. Okay. Number
that is just fine.
according to a Kinsey Institute survey, 38% of people say they watch porn merely as a distraction, and 43% say because I can fantasize about things I would not necessarily want in real life.
Absolutely true.
I
Well, at
watch
least
it.
according to 43%.
I watch it for the comedy.
I'll watch ones, but it's not something I would, participate in myself. But
I think I've
enjoy
seen
watching it.
enough porn. I've watched a lot of porn actually. I've seen enough porn to where I've pretty much seen it all.
That's
it's
what you think.
it's very rare.
Just when you think you've seen it all.
It's very rare that there's something new and fresh out there. Don't get me wrong. I love internet porn. Like my Tumblr. We've talked about it before.
Yes.
My Tumblr has
I just watch
all
porn
my
for the music.
favorites. Music. Is good. We've got about 5 minutes.
I have a rule that if I have a lot of friends who are in the industry, and my rule is that I will not watch them. And in my searches, I have randomly, come across them. And I'm
Could
like,
have their numbers.
You could.
You know what? I think we should continue the masturbation theme throughout the whole month. Maybe not eat up as much time,
Okay.
as we have this month. John, you've been amazing. Thank you for being
thank
here.
you.
You're so
Yeah,
funny,
it was
and
fun.
I'm glad we didn't make you turn beet red or
Oh
anything.
no! Are you kidding? At my age, shit, I've heard it all.
Did you want to talk about a news story or anything like that? Was there anything in particular?
No, I think I'm pretty good.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got changes coming up. Whether I think we're gonna stay here. We really like it here.
This is pretty awesome.
That side of the room is beautiful to look at, us sitting here. Plus, we get to see ourselves on this
I like
monitor. So I know we're gonna be adjusting and lots of good
I've been the
stuff
whole
and-
time too. I'm like,
I know. That's okay.
it'll be great because sometimes they do bra shots, and so we could zoom in on the bra shots.
Right, especially if it's like a really pretty bra.
Yes.
So excited. We do plan on doing the Ustream every week, of course, so you
Right.
can tune in live, although we'll have live audio streaming as well. And the chat will be open, but the video is going to be professionally produced by Worldwide Digital Broadcasting right here. John and his crew. These guys are amazing. The website will be up within the next couple of days for sure. If you are in Vegas and you're interested in doing your own show about any subject, you heard John talk about it. There's no censorship going on here, as long as you're not committing libel or teaching people how to build nuclear weapons or any weapons of that sort. Or I think being racist is probably something you're not going to allow.
Yeah. Look, any kind of hate, we don't want any part of.
Right.
The whole thing is that this really did come about just like from left field.
Right.
I mean, I had pretty much decided, fuck this, I'm retiring. But there's a lot of love that went into putting this station together, and that's what we want to promote. So if you're a hater, get the fuck out. We don't want you. But pretty much any subject is pretty much open. I don't see, there's going to be a lot of fun here. So.
And any show that you get here will include video as well. And these guys are pretty amazing when it comes to the digital editing. Wait till you see what's going to be back here. We're going to keep it simple because we're simple kind of girls. John, if he wants to get creative, he's more than welcome. But just no porn, John. Please.
Okay. No.
And if it is, let me give you some for my private collection.
Okay.
So at least
Here's
if
my
there's
card.
something,
Yeah.
right? At least if there's something shown back there,
So we will be back next week. Keep an eye on our Facebook and our Twitter for updates in case. I don't know. We may change a day and a time to help work with schedules or not. We really like Tuesdays at 8 o'clock.
Really like Tuesdays at 8 o'clock.
Right. So if John's willing to stick around for Tuesdays at 8 o'clock, then we should have no issues. But keep an eye on what's going on. Next week we should start on time. This is May, and they're brand new place, so we're working out kinks, and so we should have that all under wraps very, very soon, and you'll see a new and professional dive bar level of.
Dive bar,
And John, well, it's very professional, so it's not dive bar in here. We just bring the dive bar.
Right.
Right.
But John, are we the first show?
No, you're the
Aw,
second show.
the second show, so one has already
Actually,
aired.
here, wait. Technically, you're the first show because the first show we pre-recorded but won't air until tomorrow. So you are the first live streaming show on worldwide digital broadcasting.
Do you
Corp.
think that the show that you recorded would mind if we mentioned him?
Oh no, he'd love it. Yeah.
So the show that's here, it's called Psychedelic Circus.
Alan Childs.
But it's Alan
Psychedelic
Childs'
Circus.
Psychedelic Circus, and Alan Childs is this prolific, a famous drummer who has played with the likes of David Bowie and
Rod Stewart,
right, and
Julian Lennon,
right, and
he's currently the drummer for Rock of Ages.
I have met him
Okay.
personally. He's one of the nicest guys. One of these days,
super guy.
we'll see if he'd be willing to come on to
Well,
the
here's
show.
your problem. He works 7 nights a week.
True.
So that's unless you do the show during the day or something like
Maybe
that.
he'll get a night off. Maybe they'll go dark one night.
He's been doing it for 3 years.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a special or something,
Yeah.
or we'll Periscope it and then add it to
if you
the.
haven't been out
Sure.
to see it at the Rio now, because they moved from the out on the strip to the Rio, and it's a great venue, it's a terrific show. I just love it. So.
Yeah, and then of course there's John Barnhart, which we talked about a little bit before, and I'm sure he'd be willing to be a guest.
Oh yeah, hell yes.
So.
Yeah, he's a media whore. So.
Well, sweet, because that works perfect.
Yeah.
So expect some great things from us. We're very excited about being here. Thank you so much, John.
My pleasure, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Go over there and start the music.
Thanks
so
for
we can
coming
listen
on
now.
and Thanks for being so open too. And
Right.
thanks for masturbating 7 times during this show.
So I'm Alexia.
Toxie.
Sierra at home with her pulled groin. We love you, and thank you so much for tuning in to us and being a part of our show. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and still no Instagram.
And at our personal pages, our personal show pages.
Toxie.
Toxie.
Alexia hasn't made a new one yet, so maybe I will.
And then Sierra has a fan page. I have a regular page, but Sierra has a fan page. But also add Sin City Bounty, the Facebook page. Like our page. Get our fun stuff.